Well, hello, my beautiful couples and my beautiful people who are in a coupleship, but your partner's not listening. I hope you'll pass this along and they'll listen to it, especially because today's episode is very, very, very special. As you've been hearing the last few months leading up till about 3 weeks ago, I have something extremely special as an offering for you all, and it's the first time and probably the last time I'll ever do this. This is a free 5-part video and worksheet couples course I've created for all of you. Here's how it works. When you sign up, you get access to the first video. Each video is about 15 minutes long, and it takes one piece of the passion triangle. Dr. Cheryl, what's the passion triangle, you may ask? And I will answer. It is the arguably life-changing. And that is a word that is thrown around ridiculously, but I've heard from hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of couples who've taken my 12-week program with me, my paid program, my 3-month journey where I coach you live every other week. And it has changed lives. It has brought marriages back from the brink of divorce to where people finally have the knowledge that we are not taught, finally have the tools that we can start using, and have the ability to begin tenderly with me holding your hand, to have the kind of deep and profound conversations that need to be had in order to move from where you are in your relationship, which might be like roommates instead of lovers, bickering a lot. You've lost the loving feeling. You're okay, but you'd like to be greater. You're really struggling. Lots of ugly fighting, maybe post-affair, and you need help wherever you're at. Going on a 3-month journey with me has proven for about 1,000 couples in the last few years to be a life-changing experience. So I'm going to stick to that word, although I'm not a fan of hyperbole unless we're using it for comic effect. I'm using life-changing in terms of saving marriages from divorce, helping couples recover from affairs, helping couples who are doing okay, but they make love very rarely and they're fairly bored and they're not looking to leave, to find their way forward to more romance and more fun and more excitement. That is freaking life-changing. So here's what's happening today. The free course works like this. Like I started to say, you get one video lesson, and then there's worksheets and a couple of short action steps. 2 days later, you get lesson 2 and so on. The 5 lessons, 5 video lessons with me and 5 sets of worksheets are spread out over about a 2-week period. And it gives you and your sweetheart a chance to have those important conversations. Here are some of the comments I've been getting on the platform from people just like you who are currently taking the free course. Things like, I really took my eyes off the prize. My wife is ready to leave me. She says I don't pay attention to her. And I'm so glad I found the course. It's really helping me get on track. How do we sign up for your 3-month immersion? By the way, that's coming this October. You'll hear plenty about it. But take the free starter course first because it will give you a glimpse of who I am and how I teach. It will give you a sense of, holy smokes, there's so much to learn, and learning it empowers me to do better in my relationship. So what I'm going to do right now today's episode of Sex, Love, and Elephants, I'm bringing you the first lesson. You won't see the video if you're listening on a podcast. If you go to YouTube, you can watch the video itself. But what you're going to hear is the first lesson in the 5-lesson free starter course I've designed for all of you. Run, don't walk to the show notes below this. Click and join the starter course. There's no obligation whatsoever, except to take your relationship more seriously, to make it more of a priority, and to work together with your sweetheart to improve what you have. Because nothing else matters than creating love that lasts a lifetime. Because sweethearts, we don't know how long we get on this planet or with each other. So you can click and sign up for the course below where you're listening to this podcast, or you can go to my website, drcherylfraser.com, and there you can sign up for the free course as well. Get started. Within a few minutes of signing up, you're going to get an email to confirm your email. So we make sure you get delivered all the yummy goodness and you'll get the first lesson. But because I love you, you're going to get the audio of the first lesson right now. So here you go. Lesson 1 of 5 in the Reboot Your Relationship free starter course. Sign up. Let me work with you. I can't wait to read your comments. And after you finish the course, I'm going to invite you in late September to a free Zoom Q&A with me. So, hey, what are you waiting for? Let's go with lesson 1, starting 3, 2, 1 right now. Welcome, I'm Cheryl, and I'm so delighted you've joined me for this Relationship Reboot Starter course. Now, I have a question for you. Do you ever lay awake at night next to your snoring sweetheart, feeling like, is this it? Do you ever wonder where the fun and romance, the lust and the craziness, and perhaps even the joy of our earlier relationship time, our dating time, our courting time, do you wonder where it went? How are you doing in the sexuality part of your relationship? Are you not as fulfilled or maybe even highly miserable in your relationship? Well, you're absolutely in the right place. In this Relationship Reboot Starter course, here's what's going to happen. Every day or two, you're going to get a video like this one. There's going to be a little bit of a homework sheet to really help you dive into one key area each video of your relationship. And I'm going to give you one action, because here's the thing, my loves. Knowledge is not power. Action is power. You're going to hear more about that as we go along, but very quickly, most couples aren't working on their relationship in an effective way because they simply don't know how. They don't know what the key areas that couples struggle with are. They don't know how to move from where they are to where they want to be. They end up stuck in what I call marriage incorporated. Now, whether or not you're married, maybe you're common law, maybe you don't live together yet, maybe you're early dating, but marriage or relationship incorporated is where the majority of us end up, and I bet you are right now. Let me describe it. Relationship incorporated is when you're running your relationship kind of like a business effectively. What I mean is things get done, right? If you've got kids, the kids get to school on time. You remember to pick them up from hockey practice. The mortgage gets paid. You clean out the spare room when your mother-in-law is coming to stay. The dog gets to the vet on time. And you're even managing to sneak some vegetables into everybody's meal. You're running the business of the family or even the business of your marriage or relationships fairly well. But where are the two of you? Where's what I might call couples incorporated, or you and I, or love incorporated? You're going to hear in the next videos the 3 key areas that couples need to be strong in. You're going to rate yourself on those, and I'm going to give you some tools and techniques to work in each of those areas. But first, let me tell you a little bit about me if you're not familiar with me. My name is Dr. Cheryl Fraser. I'm a registered psychologist, a trained sex therapist. I have a podcast, over 200 episodes teaching love and sex advice. I've been on various TV shows, guest expert speaker for some of the top in the world. Esther Perel, the incredible sex therapist, Tony Robbins, and Jack Canfield of Chicken Soup for the Soul have all asked me to teach to their audiences on the topic of long-term love, what makes it succeed and what makes it fail. I'm also a published author of the book Buddha's Bedroom. I was a university professor teaching psychology. I'm also a highly trained Buddhist teacher, and I work a lot with the mind states around what are our emotions and what can we do about them. Just to give you some security, I'm extremely well trained and I do know what I'm talking about. And everything you'll be learning in this starter course is based in the cutting edge research and science, from couples therapy, from sex therapy to sexuality research on desire and arousal, to communication research, to the neurophysiology of why our bodies react so strongly when we feel triggered or upset. So you're in the right place. Okay, so for today, I wanted to introduce to you that idea of marriage incorporated, and now I'm going to do something that's super important. If you ever want to improve at anything or plan a trip to Paris, you need to start where you are. So we're going to start right now, where you are going to rate your relationship on a couple of key questions. I'm going to ask you to rate this from 0 to 10 as to how you feel about your relationship in 2 areas right now. There's an attached worksheet where you're watching this video. You can download and you can fill that out as well. But for now, just a quick thought experiment. So I'm going to ask you to rate something from 0 to 10, 0 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Here's what the first question is. Overall these days, by the way, each of you answer this separately and your numbers may not be the same. That's okay. We'll work from where you are to where you want to get to. First question. Overall, how happy are you with your relationship these days? Now, it may be a range of numbers. For example, just to put this in perspective, if you put 0, it means you're terribly miserable, incredibly unhappy with your relationship basically all the time. If you put a 10, it's we've got a great relationship. For the most part, we're really happy. We're pretty fantastic together. Sure, we've got our odd little glitches, but overall, wow, we're the lucky ones. We've created something great. By the way, I want to help all of you move more toward that. But for you, trust your gut. What came up? What number is on average overall these days? How happy am I about my relationship? And if you're a range between 3 and 8, then it means on a bad day you're a 3 and on a great day you're an 8. The worksheet gives you a chance to kind of think about that and write a few things down as to what helps you feel great about your relationship on the 8 day and what helps you feel dreadful about it on the 3 day. All right, the second question, 0 to 10, 0 being terrible, 10 being fantastic. These days, how committed do you feel to your romantic relationship? How committed are you? Are you really in? Do you think you're in? Married or not? You might have 3 children, a paid off house, and a marriage license. Lots of people in that position divorce. So do you feel 10 out of 10 committed? Meaning, no matter what, I am in this relationship. I am not leaving. I'll do whatever it takes to improve it, even if you're really, really in trouble. I work with couples who feel like they're on the verge of divorce, but say and mean, we're still 100% committed to trying to figure this out. And wherever you are, maybe again, it's high on your high days, low on your low days. Maybe you're a 1 out of 10 committed. You're pretty sure that you want out of this relationship. And maybe you're watching this starter course just to see if there's any hope, and there is, to learn what it might take to reboot your dying relationship. Okay, so to review. We get stuck in Marriage Incorporated. It's not as fun as it used to be. How committed do you feel? How happy do you feel? So the problem is, our relationship doesn't stay as great later on as it was when we dated. You're going to hear a lot more about that in a couple of the upcoming video lessons. For today, though, what's the solution, Cheryl? Goodness sakes, if we're struggling, if we have little or no sexuality, if we fight all the time, if we're miserable, disconnected, don't know how to tackle the tough topics, how can we improve? Well, you need to know what the 3 keys to great relationship are. That's what I'll be teaching you tomorrow. But for today, let me introduce your homework idea, your couple improvement idea for today, which is to make your love life a hobby. What does that mean? Well, think about a hobby. Right now, I'd like you to answer the question out loud to your partner or to yourself if you're watching solo. Make sure you ask them to watch this later. What are the aspects of a hobby? What makes something a hobby? And you'll all answer pretty easily. I've asked this question of tens of thousands of couples. By the way, I've worked with tens of thousands of couples. I've got a 3-month immersion couples program where I teach you every week. You can answer me questions live, etc. That might be something you're interested in down the road. But for now, know that of the tens of thousands of couples I've worked with and asked this question, they tend to say, well, a hobby is something you want to do. You don't get paid for it. It's something you look forward to doing. And it's also something you generally prioritize, right? You make time in your week for your golf game or your pottery class or your watercolor practice or your yoga, etc. A hobby is something we look forward to. We never say, oh my goodness, I have to work on my hobby. I have to go to pottery class. So it's an important cognitive and emotional switch in your relationship to take on the teaching I'm giving you right now. How can you make your relationship a hobby? How can you plan and carve out time for it? Make it a priority. You're going to get so many tips and challenges and actions I want you to do in this mini course. Don't worry about it. It's built in through this whole course, making your relationship a hobby. But as you'll see in the attached worksheet, it's going to ask you to be really dead honest. How much are you prioritizing your relationship these days? If you think about the last 7 days, how much of those 7 days and all those hours did you spend with your partner on a romantic date or making love or having an important conversation about a big and maybe challenging decision you have to make? Were you kind to each other? Did you treat each other well? How is the hobby of your loving going? So those are the things I want you to start thinking about today. Again, welcome to this course. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here. I'm here to help you. You're going to get a lot of value out of this. And you might be thinking, can we really improve our relationship in about a week, 20 or 30 minutes a day? The answer is absolutely you can, because you'll have knowledge to have an idea of where you are and where you want to get to, which brings me to your last question for this jam-packed welcome video, which is, I want you now, you've rated where you are now, 0 to 10 and how we're doing, and yeah, we kind of suck actually. We're not treating our hobby of us very well. We're lazy, we're a bit complacent, we haven't been stepping up as a couple. Well, let's look at where you want to be. Let's future cast your mind 6 months from now. There are 3 questions I want you to answer. They're in your little worksheet there. The first one is, what do I want our relationship to be like, to look like 6 months from now? You might say, I want us to be having more fun. I want us to be going on more regular dates and laughing like we used to. I want us to be able to talk about the tough stuff and have it come out on the other side where we actually feel we understand each other better and might have a solution. I just want to be nicer. I want to have more fun together. I want us to feel like we adore each other. You'll have your own answers to that. But we need to know where we're starting. We've already tackled that with those 2 0 to 10s, and we need to figure out where we need to get to, or we're never getting to Paris if we don't know how to get the airplane or the train or walk there. The second question, the first was, what do you want your relationship to look like? The second question is, how do you want to feel about your partner and the relationship in 6 months? Much more lit up, much more safe emotionally, trust them a lot more, feel excited to see them when they get home. How would you love to feel about your relationship and your partner 6 months from now? The final question, and this one, I'm going to really call you accountable, because so much of our relationship life, we kind of turn to our partner to make us happy or make us horny or help us feel safe. Those are not bad things, my loves. But the third question's about you. How do you want to be better as a partner for your partner 6 months from now? Do you want to be more patient? I, Cheryl, struggle a lot with a bit of a temper, and I can be very impatient and get very crabby when things aren't going my way. So in my relationship with my lovely husband of 12 years, I need to really watch that. So I'm going to say right now, with you as my witnesses, 6 months from now, I want to be even more improved in my impatience and my snappiness and the way I can be an irritable kind of prickly cactus of a partner. How do you want to be better? You know you can be better. So there's your 3 questions for the future. So to bring this to a close for today, welcome to this course. It's going to be super worthwhile. I'm thrilled you're here. I'm with you every step of the way. Just like today, you're going to get a video each day or 2. You're going to get a worksheet to help you answer some questions, to turn this work, these ideas, this knowledge into action so you can start making some changes to create love that lasts a lifetime. For today, I thank you so much for being here. Make sure you tune in to the next video we'll be sending you. It is a key teaching on what I call the 3 keys to passion, or the 3 keys to great relationship. The 3 areas you need to figure out where you're strong, where you're weak, and what to do about it. I'll see you then. Ooh, my loves, I hope you enjoyed the first lesson of my 5-lesson free starter course. Make sure you sign up. You'll get that first lesson again. You can just skip that one and wait till lesson 2 and do all 5 lessons. It's going to blow your mind how much you're going to learn in 5 short free lessons. There are worksheets, there's questions you'll fill out and you'll discuss with your partner, and it's going to be really, really helpful. I can't wait to work with you. Okay, that brings us to today's Love Bite. Great relationships are not an accident. You've got to learn to become the passion you seek. Take effort, make your love life a hobby. Let's get started together right now. Thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to be back with you in 14 days with the next episode of Sex, Love, and Elephants. Until then, make sure you like and leave a review so it'll help other people find us and get the help that you are so much, I hope, enjoying. Send me your feedback, send me an email. Best of all, just join the free course. You can comment below each lesson, and I read and answer every comment myself. Ain't no robots in my stable. Okay, bye for now.